Welcome to the Learning Cities interview series by the UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning. We're speaking to learning cities around the world to find out how they're coping with COVID-19 and how they're ensuring that learning doesn't stop. I'm very happy that we have with us today from the UNESCO Learning City of Shanghai, Professor Jiaqing Li, who's director of the Shanghai Institute for Lifelong Learning, and Wang Kai from the High School No. 1 affiliated to the East China Normal University in Shanghai. Welcome to the two of you. Professor Li, Shanghai is slowly reopening education institutions again. How has the city organized the gradual return to schools?
Students in the final year of senior and junior high schools have returned to campus since 27 April, and everything is going very well so far. The 8th and 11th graders returned to school on 6 May, and students from other grades of senior and junior high schools, as well as from the 4th and 5th grades in primary schools, will resume on-campus learning on 18 May. Reopen plans for grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3 in primary schools, as well as kindergartens, are to be determined. Colleges and secondary vocational schools have prepared for the return of their final year students starting from 27 April. They have also formulated plans for students of other grades to return in different batches after 6 May based on their specific situations.
Thank you very much for this explanation in regards to school. How's the situation for universities?
Yeah, it's good too. So there are 56 universities and 11 research institutes in Shanghai, and they offered online teaching since 2 March. Nearly 90,000 courses were opened in the first week, with nearly 3 million and 750,000 students attendance and 50,000 teacher attendance. The feedbacks from both students and teachers are positive. I am a professor from East China Normal University and am teaching graduate students. My students and I am satisfied with the quality of online teaching and learning. Universities have done different works at different stages. At the preparation stage, universities developed their own online courses or found the resources and choose the suitable online teaching platforms, expanded the network bandwidth, and carried out tests before launching online teaching. At the implementation stage, universities established teaching support teams to provide timely solutions to the problems encountered by professors and students. They also set up teaching supervision teams participating in online courses to identify problems. At the improvement stage, universities investigated the teaching and learning experience, listened to the supervisors, and put forward suggestions and guidelines for improvement. So thank you.
Thank you. So many learnings throughout the process. When moving from universities to community education, how do you ensure education for all citizens during the pandemic? And maybe you could provide some examples of how you do that.
Yeah. Online learning and cooperative learning for citizens and the aged in particular have been carried out actively and continuously at the Shanghai Open University, Shanghai University for the Elderly, and in such districts as Huangpu, Jing'an, Yangpu, Minhang, Songjiang, Fengxian, and Jinshan. Service learning and self-directed learning are also greatly encouraged. Taking Changning District as an example, 11 courses are selected as part of the Cloud Vision Classroom project of online classroom in Shanghai. They also reach out to schools for the aged, learning centers, and experience centers at the community level across 16 districts in Shanghai. Taking into consideration both homogeneous learning and personalized services, the online series lectures named The Same Class address the common needs of the community residents by caring for their physical and mental well-being while classes such as English, Tai Chi, singing, calligraphy, and painting are more individualized. There are also live online courses, recorded courses, high-quality micro-lectures to choose from. Two-way video communication is encouraged to make online learning more interactive and engaging.
Thank you very much for providing us with an insight into these wide-ranging measures. Many students of whatever age has suffered quite a lot from isolation during the pandemic. How does the city of Shanghai help in cases with psychological problems?
Yeah, it's a very important problem. And since the outbreak of the virus, all districts in Shanghai have set up 24/7 psychological counseling hotlines for students and their parents. At the municipal and district levels, classes on moral education are offered to give students guidance on how to cope with the pandemic. At the school level, online parent-teacher meetings and schools for parents are organized to ensure psychological health of students in the collaborative way. At the classroom level, teachers provide targeted guidance to students by understanding their mental states through online class meetings and virtual home visits. Shanghai Municipal Education Commission released guidelines for school reopen to ensure full preparation. Districts and schools are fully mobilized and have formulated emergency plans to ensure students' psychological health. Recommendations for psychological counseling were also released to provide guidance to schools, teachers, students, and parents. And the first batch of back-to-school students, the 9th and 12th graders, will take senior high school and university entrance examinations respectively. Schools are required to adjust their teaching schedules and course regimens properly to ensure students a relatively short but smooth transition period before the examinations. Schools can also create an atmosphere that supports mood adjustment, stress relief, and effective learning. Special attention and individual counseling will be given to students who are particularly vulnerable.
Thank you very much for this explanation. Online distance learning has taken place for quite some time. After students now return to campus, how will schools evaluate the results of online teaching, and how will you combine online learning at home and campus learning for the transition period?
After students return to campus, each school will evaluate the results of online teaching, and based on which plans for transitional period will be drafted. Common problems will be fixed through review and practice during school hours, while individual problems can be tackled through online question and answer or after-school tutoring. Teaching activities that cannot be organized through online learning, such as making experiments, will also be arranged. For example, the 9th and the 12th graders and the earliest back-to-school students will take advantage of the time before the examination by attending well-designed revision lessons at school. Video classes will also be broadcasted on city-level platforms from which students can choose to watch.
Thank you very much, Professor Li, for these insights into how Shanghai is handling the COVID-19 response in education during this transition period. I'm very happy that we also have a student's voice with us today. Wang, could you briefly introduce yourself and explain how you cope with the school closures?
Hello, my name is Wang Kai, and I am a grade 11 student at the high school affiliated to East China Normal University in the UNESCO learning city of Shanghai. The outbreak of novel coronavirus, which now we call COVID-19, has changed our way of life and study. Yet during this period, love, responsibility, and care have been accompanying us all the way. First, create a formal and serious learning environment. Failing to concentrate is a major problem when we study at home. So first of all, we should create a formal and serious learning environment. Besides preparing a computer in my room and arranging my time according to a school timetable, getting dressed every morning and tidying up my desk, making me feel like I am in a formal learning environment. Second, learn more, ask more, and communicate more. Online learning has its natural advantages with abundant learning resources. On the one hand, we have more interactions with our teachers. We can consult our teachers when we meet problems and find it more efficient in problem solving. On the other hand, those online courses can be repeatedly watched, so it is convenient for us to consolidate the knowledge. In addition, studying at home saves us from traveling to and from school. Now we can spend more time on study. We can feel the happiness brought about by thinking logically and focusing intensely. Third, set a goal, divide a task, and stick to it. We are likely to experience burnout of a long-term home study. With a period of adjustment, I find that every week, teachers send us weekly learning tasks in advance. To make the task easier to complete, I often break the tasks down into different phases. This helps you obtain a stronger sense of accomplishment. Fourth, get some exercise and keep a good mood. With strict protective measures, I keep going for a daily walk in a scheduled neighborhood. Cleaning our bedrooms and doing some chores are recommended. I enjoy talking about some interesting topics with my parents during breakfast. It can really help me to unwind for the whole day. Fifth, get support from parents. My parents are always my strong support. On the one hand, they provide me with everything I need for online learning, namely school supplies and equipment. On the other hand, they care for me, cook delicious meals for me every day. They also pay attention to a balanced diet as well. Meanwhile, they often chat with me, helping me relieve my pressure. The support from my parents makes me realize the strength of a family in fighting against this pandemic. Online learning has advantages for sure, but I also miss the basketball competitions and debates held in our school. And those happy moments with our teachers and classmates are not replaceable. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wang Kai, for these final words showing the challenges, but also opportunities that the pandemic has brought along for students, not only in Shanghai, but also many other places around the world. A big thanks also to you, Professor Li, for sharing your experience and your expertise. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Stay healthy and goodbye.